What's up, Hyperdrivers? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to assemble the MYC ATST, because this one right here is probably the most challenging model that I've received from them yet. So we're going to go over everything to do, how to build it, what to avoid while you're building it, some things that you want to be careful with, and then at the end I'll share with you everything that it comes with and give you my first impressions. So let's get to this. All right, so first things first, let's get everything out of the box. And there is a lot of pieces in this box. But while I'm busy doing that, here are some fun facts that you may not know. The ATST that I'm unboxing here is based on its look from Return of the Jedi. This was my first introduction to the vehicle. The name ATST stands for All-Terrain Scout Transport, but it's commonly referred to as the Scout Transport or even a Chicken Walker. Now, while I first became aware of the vehicle in Return of the Jedi, it was not its first appearance. The vehicle was created by Joe Johnston, and if that name isn't ringing any bells for you, he's the director of movies like The Rocketeer and Captain America: The First Avenger, among other movies. The vehicle was initially designed late in the VFX process for Empire Strikes Back, and unlike other vehicles, it was entirely created from kit bashing without any drawings to go on, which is pretty awesome. Lucas thought it was neat, as he would say, and so it had its first cameo appearance in one shot of Empire. It was easy to miss considering that its much larger cousins, the AT-ATs, were hogging up all of the screen. Since the ATST would have much more screen time and close-ups in Return of the Jedi, it was completely redesigned, and that is what's most widely known. All right, so it's finally all out of the box, and it's incredible how many pieces there are. It's time to get to work. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do after you lay down the base is you're gonna put what I'm calling the toe section into the forward part of the foot. Then you're gonna take one of the legs and attach it into the back. Then you're gonna take the assembled leg and put that into the key in the base. Now repeat all of that for the other leg. Next, you're gonna take what I'm calling the torso section and you're gonna attach these hip-like joints into each side of it. Now there's a long rod and a certain way the key is formed, and you just kind of have to wiggle it around to find that sweet spot until it connects in. And you're gonna wanna do this for both sides. Next are these two cover plates that get attached to the forward part of the body. So you wanna attach them just at the front here. There are two keys and they only go in one way. Next, you're gonna take that fully assembled body and you're gonna key them into the legs that are already on the base. All right, and now it's time to attach all of the metal piping that's on the lower part of the head. This is pretty easy to do. They are durable and sturdy, so no worries about breaking anything. They key in only one direction, so just take your time and put it together. And now it's time to attach the head to the body. The key that it attaches into has a long rod. It only goes in one way, but you want to be careful with all of the hosing and piping that's beneath the head that you don't break anything. So just again, take your time and it'll fit all in place. And now it's time to attach the main guns to the lower chin of the head. There's two keys and a couple of slots, real simple to put in place. And at this point, we're on the home stretch. I'm loving the look of it at this point. All we got to do now is install the side weapons, so each one goes on either side of the head. And lastly, install the two window covers and we are DUN done. And this is how your final product should look. All right, so if you made it this far, give yourself a round of applause, because yes, this was probably one of the more complicated models to build from MYC. There was a lot of little pieces that went into this build and a lot of delicate pieces as well. So the assembly, I would say, is a little bit of a challenge, but the final results are stunning. I think they did a great job on this model altogether, and I'll go over my favorite parts of it in just a second. What you will get with the model besides the model itself is you get a collector's coin, which is really cool. All right, I like that they come with these. I get one with every model that I get from MYC. You also will get a plaque, which is, this one's 96 of 100. And that's just the studio scale. They also did a collector's version, which is huge. And then you get a card, okay? So, just like I said a few seconds ago, there were two versions offered on this particular model. You had this one, which was the studio scale model, which I like is because of the size. And then you also had a much more bigger model, which was the collector's version, which is incredible to see in person as well. I've seen that one too. Super awesome to see that. So if you were able to fit that into your collection, kudos to you. All right. The things I like about this model, all right. Number one, it's a nice size model for, you know, if you're getting into Star Wars models and everything and you want something that's studio scale. This one here doesn't have a very massive footprint. So if you're limited on space, this is a good one to have in the collection. This one here takes up 12 inches of depth, about 10 inches wide, and 17 and a half, almost 18 inches tall. So this can comfortably fit inside of a Besta, inside of a DTOF. It's a very easy model to display. The other thing that I like about it, probably the more impressive thing of it, is the attention to detail in all of the parts that are on this ship. I mean, you can see things like the greeblies or the little rivets in the side of the legs. You got this kind of like copper spring thing that's over here, which looks like it's been greased up and oiled, and that's what allows the head to turn around and move the way it does. You can see hoses, which actually look like copper hosing and stuff like that, which is really cool. The guns, everything is super well modeled. I mean, there's just such an insane amount of detail, things that I never even realized were on the ship, or on this vehicle. You know, that when you see it in person, it's just something that it's stunning, something that it's incredible to see in person, and definitely commands attention when you see it in the collection because of its height. And going hand in hand with the sculpt is the paint. They did an incredible job on the paint. There is all kinds of weathering. It's got a matte finish, which I think that's how it looked in the film, so I think that came out really good. But the weathering looks super cool. I mean, you got oxidated areas which look like they're rusting and that kind of thing. There's some brown paints and blacks, grays. I mean, they have all kinds of different colors to give it depth and to just bring out all of the details and the little greeblies and stuff that go all on this vehicle. So nice job on the paint. The last thing that I would say is really great about this piece is the engineering that went into building it, all right? So it's a very sturdy model. Like you can see, I'm shaking it right now. Nothing's falling apart, which is good. I like that it keys into the base, and they actually have little cutouts into the base there so that the feet key in nicely. I think that's great. And as sturdy as it is though, I think if you go to move it, I would at least take off the head just in case, you know, make it a little bit lighter for you to put into place if that's what you're gonna do. But still, I think it's possible to move this if you have this thing assembled correctly like we did in the video without having any worries of it falling apart. Also, something else I like about it is that some of these hoses that they put into it are made with a soft material, so it keeps it from breaking. You don't have to worry about it breaking or snapping on you or anything like that. So that's a nice touch too. So my final thoughts is I think this is a really awesome model, something that's definitely worthy of having in the collection room for any Star Wars fan. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below, and until next time, may the Force be with you.